If you can transfer magic spells and curses into objects, could you not transfer mana into objects? Hey, voice crack. What the hell's up with that? Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are here with episode 10 of Mushoku Tensei, These Feelings. Now, I don't implicitly remember what happened in this episode. These Feelings makes me think it has to either be... Here's the thing. I'm about to say something that I probably said the last time that I watched this episode with Griffin, which is that it's either Cliff and Dragon Road, or it is the princess and Fitz dealing with Fitz's emotions towards Rudy and forcing him down the path that clearly this core ends on. So, other than that, I actually have no freaking idea what happens this episode. My memory is not so good. Nicht sehr gut, as you might say. Because, yeah, other than that, it can only be helping White Mask Girl with her problem. And I guess maybe Demon King guy could come into play. I have no idea. This isn't going to be one of my, 5-minute rambles before the episode, because most of this is literally me telling you in 5 different ways, or 5 times the same way. I have no idea. So I guess let's just go ahead and hop on in and see what I can't remember.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Oh hey, a little column A, a little column B. What do they write all over their walls? Wave back. To be fair, he was rude to you all during that one room visit, so... I mean, honestly, what you should be questioning is the whole... We come from the same place, even though you know she does not come from the place that you come from. To be fair, Rudy had to go through a whole fucking season to take a step forward, so... I'm getting a feeling I'm right, that this is going to be the princess and... God, I do not know why I cannot seem to remember that guy's name. Thankfully, I haven't gotten rid of the board. So there's an element of the song there that I really liked for... I really like this opening. No, there was an element of that song that I really like because it reminded me of a different anime song that just now is blanking on me too. The problem of trying to remember a song while you're actively hearing a song. Dad, I see the princess here. Green line to Luke. I don't even remember why I was trying to find Luke. I so was trying to remember the name of the song that I can't remember why I was trying to find Luke's name. Oh, yeah, that Luke and the princess would be the ones trying to help Fitz be more Sylphet, I guess, or get with Rudy. Oh. The song that it reminds me of is the opening song to an anime called Number 6. Look it up sometime. Maybe more so the first half to middle half than the end. It's a good opening song, nonetheless.
俺は16歳になった。一日の始まりはトレーニングから。それは同じなのだが、正直なところ、機嫌を損ねたらまずい気がする。
貴様、
はい。
強くなってどうする？
どうと言われましても。
我が輩は強さと名声を追い求めすぎた男を何人か知っておるが、ろくなものではなかったぞ。そんなものより大切なことはいくらでもあるのにな。
大切なもの？
無論女であるな。貴様も一人見つければわかろうものだ。
時に魔王様。
なんだ？
不能の直し方を知りませんか？
知らぬ。
A guy like this. I don't mean to like cast this person or anything, but it seems like a guy like this would laugh just for the idea, even if they had it themselves.
今日はいい天気だな。そうだな。バーディーガーディとのこともあって、最近俺は恐れられている。
The hope that I would have in my head was that everyone would be treating him like this because of what he did to these two. Not the case.
ほら、二人とも喧嘩しないで。ナンバー2は二人いてもいいでしょう。
ボスは分かってないにゃ。組織の序列はしっかりしておかにゃいと。そうなの。ボスはフィッツに勝てるから学校のトップになれるの。
僕がトップ？いや。
ボスはもっと自信を持つ。
Except for the fact that we don't know if you could clearly take on that Demon King guy, or the Emperor, whatever he called himself.
ルーデス。呪いについて何か分かったか？最近毎日聞かれる。
呪いですか。呪い。かつてラプラスは自分の呪いを道具に移し、別の種族になすりつけたそうです。
He's been asking every day, and you just pulled out information that you learned a long time ago.
そのせいでスペルト族の戦士たちは狂い、一族が迫害されるに至ったとか。
スペルト族が？本当なのかそれは？
さあ、僕も人から聞いた話なので。
でもそうか。呪いを道具に。ありがとうルーデス。君のおかげで何か分かったような気がするよ。
Can't wait for Cliff to transfer the sex curse into a sex toy. Probably a joke I made last time too, because it just writes itself.
すげえよな。たった1年で特別生徒全員を締めちまうなんて。俺、魔王を倒すところ見てたんだぜ。一撃だよ、一撃。 ああいうのは気分が良くなるが。
And technically, the Demon King beat everybody, and then you beat the Demon King. Sort of.
マスター、魔王様の飲んでるのとても美味しそう。
She is a dwarf. She's a little kid, but she looks like a dwarf. I mean, she looks like a little kid, but she is a dwarf.
無論である。一人で飲んでいてもつまらんからな。少しなどと言わず、ガバガバ行くがよい。
さて、では夜もいっぱい。
お前は授業があるからやめとけよ。
師匠かそういうのでしたら。
学生とは大変であるな。
お次はこの大麻レンガで覆われた実験室で召喚魔術に関する実験を行う。と言っても俺が
I mean, as long as it doesn't summon a giant black circle in the sky, you should be fine.
という単純作業だ。 既存の魔法陣はほとんど失われているそうだが、彼女はその法則性について調べ、大量の魔法陣を描き、実験を繰り返すことで、いくつかの独自魔術の
If you
開
can
発に成功したの
transfer
だという。すごいことだ。
magic spells and curses into objects, could you not transfer magic? I'm sorry, magic mana into objects?
いいえ、失敗よ。
彼女は何千万通りの魔法陣のパターンから総当たりで正解を見つけようとしている。
I mean, only for the instance that you could then create mana batteries that you could then give to people without mana
私たちの世界から人間を
or
召喚する
insufficient mana.
前の前段階の理論のための実験ね。
本来は不可能だが、人間を召喚する魔法陣が完成すれば、逆に送り返す魔法陣も作れるかもしれないんだそうだ。
それはいいですが、人間を召喚って同じことをしたらまたあの災害が起きるんじゃないですか？
もちろん災害を引き起こすつもりはないわ。けどこの後2つの理論が実証できれば、あの災害が起きた理由の仮説が立てられるわ。
実験に失敗はつきものなんて言葉もありますので、あまり軽く考えないでくださいよ。
だから
I mean, you also have to hope that the person that summoned you wasn't a god, because then it might put the level of effort outside your ability to do.
召喚術は私の生命線よ。おい、それと教えられないわ。
何でも教えてくれるって言ったじゃないですか。
今の実験が終わったら一つ質問に答えてあげるわ。
一つ割に合わないんじゃないですかね。
どのみち全ての実験が終わって私が帰る時には実験結果をあなたにあげるんだから。
I mean, now you don't share them.
しなさいよ。
まあ、
Like, what if it does cause another disaster and you blow up everything, all your research?
そんなに知りたければ自分で調べなさい。
ありがとうございます。
夕食後はジュリに魔術の授業を行う。その後は人形作りだ。とはいえ、ジュリはまだ1年目。絶対的に魔力総量が足りないし、精密性も全然だ。手先は
She's still doing well better than your apprentice.
道具は使い始めたばかりで、ぎこち
Your
なさ
other
を持っている。
apprentice.
長い目で見ていく必要があるだろう。七星に会って以来、図書館に行くことは少なくなった。こうして俺の一日は過ぎていく。病を治す手立ては見つからない。フィッツ先輩とはあまり会わなくなっちゃったな。
It almost feels like the statuette is like
ある日、一通の手
a
紙が届いた。
figure of his inability to imagine, but the fact that his magic works on imagination almost
ゾルダート
at all
懐かしき
would imply the opposite.
リーダーだ。何クランの集会でシャリーアに来てるのか。そこで久しぶりに飯でも食おうと手紙をくれたらしい。中高時代の友達と久しぶりに遊ぶ感覚ってこんな感じなんだろうか。結構いいもんじゃないか。
それにしても泥沼、本当に久しぶりだよな。
ええ、いつぶりですかね。
お前がこんな格好してるとそこらのルーキーにしか見えないぜ。
じゃあルーキーらしく荷物持ちでもしてあげましょうか。
お前が荷物を持つ？バカか。持つのは俺たちだろ。
Again, I really like Soul as a
ありゃ稼がせてもらったな。しかし
post growing up Paul
お前
sort of
みたいな
thing.
ビッチが恋人とか何の冗談だ？
今まで私を本気で射止めた男が現れなかっただけですわ。でもついに現れたんですの。素敵な殿方が。私こう見えて一途ですの。
Also, Cliff didn't like say anything in her defense.
おいソル、もう一度集合だ。またかよ。午前中にやったじゃねえか。
仕方ねえよ。今回はクランの奴らも張り切ってるしな。
今日は一日遊ぼうと思ってたんだが、泥沼悪かったな。また今度頼むわ。
What are they fired up about?
また誘ってください。
I don't remember them ever expressing what the clan was here to gather for. Because it feels like that could also be a giant clue for what season 2 is up to.
これからクリフに冒険者のいろはを教えてあげようと思いますの。ご一緒にいかが？
ルーデウス、お前の助けを借りる気はない。
それなら僕は学校に戻ります。
では他の方にはよろしく言っといてくださいまし。
エリナリーゼさんたちも初心者が一緒ならあんまり厳しいところには行かないよう気をつけてくださいよ。
ルーデウス、
あなたじゃありませんし、竜や魔王になんて挑みませんわよ。
Also, if it was more advice, you'd get more from Furin than you would from this show. Considering we had kids go into, like, a demon jungle, and half of them got killed, it felt like. Or, sorry, 1/3.
二人でここにいていいんだろうか。王女様の護衛はどうしたんだ。ま、挨拶だけはしておくとしようか。
こんにちは。奇遇ですね、こんなところで。
お前、ルーデウス。相変わらず俺のことが好きではないらしい。俺はフィッツ先輩と仲良く。
God, I remember something about this scene. Something is not right here.
フィッツ先輩、今日はちょっとイメージ違いますね。
何が違うんだろう。なんというか、物腰？どうした？
Somebody's dressed up as somebody else or something like that? Was that what it was? I mean, obviously they're buying a gift for Rudy or something, I think. Was that also it? What the fuck, Rudy? What are you going on about?
そうか、挨拶に感謝する。フィッツは王女の護衛中は一言も喋らないことになっている。悪いが、察してくれないか。
やはり何かまずいタイミングで来てしまったのだろうか。でも一言も口聞いてもらえないってどうなのよ。どうした？
いえ、何でもありません。失礼します。
外面だけは平静を装えたと思うが、内心ではガツンと来ていた。フィッツ先輩に避けられた。
I feel like that's the real message of the show. The more you put yourself out there, the more it hurts to be left alone.
あれこれと考えたが、どうしてフィッツ先輩に避けられたのか考えてもわからない。嫌われるようなことはした覚えがない。誰かに今の気持ちを相談。
You ignored them for a long time while they were right in front of you, and then you went out of your way to not actively talk to them.
ジュリも連れて行ってるだろう。リニアとプルセナはなんか真面目に聞いてくれなさそうだな。変な揶揄とかされそうだ。七星は割といっぱいいっぱいだから。
Oh, I understand this problem all too well. This is me post Griffin. That just sounds real awkward, but I rode that boat.
ルーデウス君、なんだか久しぶりだね。
いつも通りだ。いつも通りの先輩。
どうしたの？顔に何かついてる。
さっきはどうして無視したんですか？
実は護衛中の僕は声を出しちゃいけないことになっている。
My memory thing, I thought that was the princess dressed up as Fitz.
子供っぽいから舐められるし、人前では特にアリエル様の護衛中は声を出さないことになっているんだよ。
それにしてはアリエル王女の姿は見えませんでしたが。
近くのお店にいたんだよ。護衛は僕らだけじゃないからね。
そんな時に話しかけてしまい。
Even though you're literally the only two guards we've ever seen.
いいんだよ。
And the only two that left with her.
少しばかり察しがついてしまった。おそらく おそらくだが、何らかの方法でアリエル王女がフィッツ先輩に化けていたのだ。さっき避けられたのは不用意に接触するとそれがバレるから。
No, so I was right.
フィッツ先
I
輩に
was
嫌わ
right,
れた
or
から
Rudy
では
and
ない
me
は
were
ずだ。
both wrong.
そうだ、そうに違いない。俺、嫌われるようなことを何もしてないもんな。そういうことにしよう。
そうなんですか。フィッツ先輩に嫌われたかと思ってヒヤヒヤしましたよ。
僕が君を嫌いになるわけないじゃないか。
That's a bit generous if you're making that to be Fitz.
彼の何気ない仕草が気になる。耳の裏をポリポリと書く動作とか、一仕事を終えた時のぐっと背伸びする動作とか、ふと目の前を通った時に香ってくる匂いとか。そう、あの笑顔だ。あのはにかんだ笑顔がどうにも頭に残る。この症状が何なのか知っている。
I mean, if you think you're gay, just be gay.
恋ってやつだ。
I mean, we
俺は
know
男に恋しているのだ。
we know that Fitz is Sylphet,
本当に彼
but
は男なのだろうか。
so what? Be in love with a guy if that's what you want to do.
これはルーデウスさん。本日はどうしましたか？
はい、実はフィッツ先輩のことを聞きたくて。
申し訳ありませんが、彼らのことに関しては上から圧力がかかってまして。
そうなんですか。せめて性別だけでも教えてもらえませんか？
性別ですか。
I thought you were from the modern day, Rudeus.
彼は男性です。
Also surprising, I guess the princess still has enough pull to make the
ジーナス教頭には
principal of the
圧力が
school
かかっているみたいだし。
unable to talk about stuff.
仮に女だったとしてどうするのだ。告白でもするのだろうか。
せめて自家発電がしたい。
何をしたいって？
How many romance stories start out with this exact sort of thing?
ごめん。
フィッツ先輩、やっぱり女だったんですね。
違う。僕は男の子だよ。
フィッツ先輩は女だった。重要なことだ。しかし、
See, this wouldn't play out well if this was an anime about
そうか。
なるほど。魔法大学で転移事件について調べれば。ああ、人神様。
でもフィッツ先輩は隠しておきたいのか。
Sorry, I'm just waiting till the end here.
彼には、いや、彼女には何度も助けられた。彼女が望むなら、今まで通り、できる限り男として扱おう。ED 回復の鍵を握るのは間違いなくフィッツ先輩だけど、今はこれ以上関係を深めることはできない。
あれ？
Not in the library, my
まだ
dude.
完治には程遠いらしい。まあいい。兆しは見えたのだ。焦らずに行こうじゃないか。
I was saying this wouldn't really work out if Fitz wasn't Sylphet, right? If Fitz was still just a... Sorry, I forgot the terminology here. If Fitz was naturally born as a girl, but identified as a man and tried to live as a man, and then Rudy comes along insisting that Fitz is a girl, against Fitz's wishes to be labeled as a man, even worse, more so that Rudy is a man of the modern era, which would implicitly state that if he were to do so, he was somebody of a very specific leaning to force somebody to identify against their mental image. I don't know. Problematic is the word that comes to my mind, but it's more so than that. It's just anime is a thing that exists in like the mental scape, right? I don't often put it in like political realms, even though some anime does cover very politically charged topics. I don't know. I often think that it's more anime to be more open-minded than most other media. So to have something like that appear in anime would just be problematic for me. I don't know how much problem it would be for everybody else. Yeah, maybe this is the episode I was thinking of before, where it's going to be the princess and Luke forcing Fitz to make a decision. It's either that, it's going to be the last episode that does that, and I'm just not remembering. I don't know why. I guess maybe these are the final episodes, and thus the ones that are the furthest from my memory of what happened. I do remember the very end, we deal with the elements of the Rudy Fitz relationship thing. But I just don't remember the specific elements that drive us to it. I mean, more specifically, that these are, opening, minus the ending, 20 minutes? 20 minutes worth of story? And in my head, there is only like 5 minutes of that actual story left to go through. And I just can't recall what the rest of it is. But yeah, I guess again to my detriment before, the fact that Rudy is a modern man and then does things that would be off-putting in the modern world too is just one of those detriments that it doesn't level itself with the slavery thing from before or the false character development of what he did to the two girls, right? It's not on that par. It is just a problematic, slightly off-putting thing that I can... it's one of those things I can shuffle away more easily, like Paul's history. It's like Paul's history has kind of been developed past that, and it's more of a backstory thing. It's not great, it's certainly not good, but I can still kind of shuffle it away and deal with Paul as he is instead of Paul as he was. This is just a Rudy thing. Probably not even a thing anybody really thought about when they were making the show. It's more probably a product of our current time versus when this was made. So, I don't know. Probably shouldn't talk about it as much as I already have. So, just let that one slide on by to go into the bucket with all of Paul's past stuff. Other than that, though, I mean, I'm cheering on Fitz and Rudy, Sylphette and Rudy getting back together because we know it happens by the end of this, even though it's not my pairing, right? I still would rather see Eris and Rudy come together, but Rudy thinks that ship has sailed. Eris isn't here. Sylphette's here. Sylphette's somebody that's been worried about Rudy this whole time, so to the victor go the spoils, and you have to be in the game to play the game, and Eris ran away from the game, so it is what it is. Other than that, I don't have much else to talk about here, so I think we're going to call it for this episode. Once again, I have been Theta, I've been Stoneface Reactions, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?